Hey, the objections that you feel are so cruel and harsh and unusual these days, I ran into them 30 years ago when I got started too. And they don't ever change. They're all the same. So if that's true, and it is, then do you think that we ought to get prepared to deal with it? Okay, so here's what we want to do today. Well, hopefully we'll have some fun doing this. I want you to brutalize me today. And today only is your chance to totally abuse and humiliate and break me. Do you have what it takes to do it? Do you? You think you can break me? You've been trash talking a lot over the last week, sweetie pie. So let's see what kind of game you bring today. Okay, so we're going to go around. We do this every day here, and everybody is welcomed and encouraged to get your little fanny out of bed and get here by 8 o'clock. And we spend the first 30 minutes of every day role-playing and practicing objection handling because you're going to get them. Ellen, I don't want to pay you a 6% commission. I don't want to.
It's okay, I only charge 3.
So that you're prepared to deal with the stuff that is going to be coming your way. And it'll never go away. And all objections aren't crazy. Some are, but all aren't. Some of them are reasonable. It's not unreasonable for a consumer to want to save money if they can. And they often don't understand why they can't. Hey, Ellen, I heard this gal on the radio saying she'll give me half her commission back at closing if I buy my house through her. Will you do that?
No.
Okay. Well, no is one way of handling it. Okay. Maybe if we're professionals, hell no. 2 ways. I want you to have a full repertoire. Sometimes that's actually a very valid answer. Other times there's a more empowering way to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do for the next however long until you guys all get up and leave, in which case we've got pizza outside the door. So, and everybody please stay and have Christmas pizza with us. I promise there's no pineapple on our pizzas. Here's how we're going to do this today, okay? Dwayne's got a microphone. We're going to do rapid fire objection handling. On Thursday mornings here, we call it bull in the ring. Okay? And it's just, I want all of you to see if you can give me an objection that you run into in your business, and let's see if I can't handle it. Now, in front of you are 3 pieces of paper labeled 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to do a little Olympics style thing. 1 means after I get done, you get to grade me, okay? And I'm going to ask everybody to hold it up. 1 means, Mike, like, dude, you suck. Like, that was terrible. You're fired. Get out. 2 means, that was okay. 3 means, you knocked it out of the park. That was pretty good. That is something I could see myself saying as a way of handling. So after every one, I'm going to ask for volunteers. When you volunteer, Dwayne's going to bring you a microphone. Stand up. Say the context of what you're coming from. So, for example, I'm a seller. It's a listing appointment. Mike, I don't want to pay you a 6% commission. Or I'm a for sale by owner, and you're calling me, and I'm telling you my sister's a real estate agent. And then I'm probably going to say, okay, give me the objection. And you're going to say, Mike, my sister's a real estate agent. I would never list my house with you. Okay, and let's see how I can answer it. Some of you are going to have the same objection that somebody else is already using. That's fine. Let's see if I can give you a different kind of answer than I gave before. Because the one way of doing it doesn't work on everybody. Wouldn't it be great if it did? Then we would just memorize our little smart alecky comeback line, and it would just always work. That's not realistic. And that's the next point I want to make with you. So you'll stand up, you'll give the context of the situation, you'll give me your objection, we'll see if I can answer it. And then you guys will grade me. And I'm fascinated to see how I do. When it comes to objection handling, it is not realistic to think that any answer, any comeback any handling that I do of this is going to resolve every situation. It's not. There's some that don't have a resolution. And hopefully we'll see some of that today. Sometimes it's like, well, my sister's a real estate agent. I'm going to try to handle that. But if your sister is like a $20 million a year producer who's been in the business for 20 years and is in the top 10 in Atlanta, and she's your sister, what are the odds that I'm going to get you to not hire your sister? It's going to get a little chilly at Christmas dinner this week if that happens. I'm not going to overcome that. I'm going to try, but that's just something. Some of you are going to be so belligerent and obnoxious that
Were you looking at Mary Ann?
No,
How they sat together?
I would never pick on anybody individually. That would be rude.
Here, I'll stand in front of you.
Some of you may be so belligerent and obnoxious, I don't want to work with you. But I will, in those cases, you can go ahead and be that person. I'll try to de-escalate you if I can and reconcile it. And if I just think you're being a jerk just for the sake of being a jerk, I'm not going to, you can't reconcile everybody. To believe you can is a fallacy. It's not possible. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't be prepared, that we shouldn't practice, and we shouldn't try, but recognize not all situations are solvable. Okay? And some of you have been really looking forward to this because I pick on you, and this is your chance to pick on me. A lot of us got into real estate because we've been told one too many times how cute and charming we are. And I contend you probably aren't near as cute and charming as your mommy keeps telling you are. And so we keep relying on our cuteness and our charm, and we don't realize that they're skill. We keep trying to relationship sell people that don't want to be relationship sold. I don't want a new best friend forever. Why are you trying? Have you ever been to a restaurant where the waitress is trying to become like part of your dinner? Some of you like that. Some of you do. Some of you like it when you're going to go to dinner. Jane and I are going to go to dinner tonight, and Jane wants the waiter to be our new friend. I don't. I want the waiter to take my order and leave us the hell alone. And when he tries to become our best friend, when he tries to insert himself into our dinner, I get really frustrated. And I'll say something. I will. And then she'll go, Mike. I'm like, no, the dude, go get our drinks. Leave us alone.
Are you ready?
I'm looking around the room of who I'm going to pick on. Okay, so your avatar is, if it's that situation, that's the property. Okay, so we don't all have to make up our own thing.
We're not just going to go around the room.
Well, we're going to start with all. Oh, you itching to get started? Okay, well, let's get started.
Okay, Mike, thank you so much for your listing presentation. That's wonderful. But you sound like every other agent that's been in here.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. How do you mean?
Just, I've heard the same marketing plan. They're all going to do the same thing. Why you and not them?
Oh, what can I do differently? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Thanks. That's a good question. So, Ellen, that's why I brought my 187-point marketing program with me today. Great. Has anybody else gone over a marketing program with you in that detail?
No.
They haven't?
Not 180, whatever you said.
Well, then, if they don't have a detailed marketing program in writing, how do they know what to do, and how do you know that they've done it?
That's a good, well, they have general things that they're going to do, and it's all kind of the same stuff.
Kind of vague?
Yeah, I guess. Not real specific.
That's why mine's very specific, and that's why I number them. That's why I have 187 different points to my marketing program, so that I make sure that I've checked the boxes on everything that we can do to get your home marketed correctly, and so that you know whether I'm doing my job or not. Is that a good idea?
Yeah,
it is.
That's a good idea.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is communication between you and your agent important to you?
Very important.
I'm so glad you said that, because if you hadn't, I'd have to leave now. I couldn't list your house.
Oh, why is that?
You know, the number one complaint that consumers have about us is lack of communication. And I just think that's crazy in today's world, don't you?
It's a little hard to be uncommunicative, yes. given all
Right.
the
Everybody's
outages.
walking around with the phone in their pocket,
Right.
right? Everybody's walking around with the phone in their pocket, but the number one complaint consumers have about their real estate agent is lack of communication. So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Every Thursday between 4 and 6, you and I are going to have a talk. I'm going to call you, and we're going to talk about what's gone on over the past week with your home. We're going to talk about showings that you've had or not have.
Okay.
We're going to talk about feedback from those showings, if there were any.
Okay.
We're going to review offer history.
Okay.
We're also going to talk about things like, are there any competing homes that have come on the market? Have any of the homes that were competing, have you gone under contract? And if so, why did we think those sold but yours didn't?
Right. Right. Good information.
If we have that conversation every week, do you think that we're communicating?
Yeah.
Would
that
you
would
be
good.
available on Thursdays to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to call you, okay?
Okay.
Between 4 and 6 every Thursday.
Okay.
If I don't, you won't have to fire me. I'll quit.
Okay.
I'm going to put this in writing. I'm going to sign it. And if I fail to do it, you pull your listing, no fees, no cost, no obligation. Fair
Okay.
enough?
That sounds fair.
Is that the kind of plan you're looking for?
Absolutely.
I thought you were going to be tough.
She folded it.
Okay? Score it. You guys are a bunch of cupcakes. 2? No, that's 3.
Well, because if you're selling my house, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna call me once a week.
I'm gonna call you once a
Everybody
week.
that I'm talking to, this house is sold in 2 days.
In 2 days?
Why am I not gonna hear from you in a week? We're talking once a week in this market. I need to be talking to you more than that. We're gonna have several showings in the first day from what everybody in the neighborhood's telling me.
Rip, do you want your house to sell in 2 days?
If I can get the max value for it, I want it to sell it in 2 hours.
That's the difference between you and me, Rip. If I sell your house in 2 hours to 2 days, I've not done you any favors at all.
Why's that?
If you sold my house in 2 days, I'm going to be ticked off.
If it came in over the list price that I asked for and it's an all cash offer.
What's that mean if your house sells in 2 hours to 2 days?
Right now.
What's it? You left money on the table. You disagree?
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Well, if we list my house for $375,000 and that's $25,000 and higher than any other comp, and we get $385,000, well, now we might have an appraisal problem.
Rip, do you want to hire a good agent to get your home sold?
I do.
What's a good agent?
Somebody who gets me the max amount of money for my house and for me the quickest they can.
So that's where you and I are going to disagree. Your agent has no influence over what price you get for your home. If they did, if I could influence how much you got for your home, I'd sell mine. Okay? If I sell my home the first weekend that it's up for sale for $375,000, how do I know I couldn't have gotten 4?
But I thought you had said there's only about a month and a half of inventory out there, so wouldn't a house that goes up with all these buyers go super quick?
Some homes do, and I always disagree with that. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because you didn't give your home a chance to get exposed to the entire market. And while you might have gotten a price that you were good with, how do you know you couldn't have gotten more? So if you hire me, here's what I'm going to argue with you about. And this is what I think a good agent is. One that will stand up to you and make the argument. Ultimately, your decision, right? It's your house. But I'm still going to argue with you because I want you to get the most money possible in a reasonable period of time. That's my goal. That's my job description. okay? So what I'm going to tell you is we can take offers the first week. I just don't want you to respond to any for 10 days. And we'll go back and we'll tell the agents, and they won't like it. Nobody in this room will like it when I tell them, Jay, thanks for your offer. We really appreciate it. And Rip and his family are going to consider it, and they're going to review offers for, we've just been on the market, but we're not going to respond to any offers until this date.
I'm going to withdraw my offer though.
That's absolutely your decision. Okay, good luck.
When they come back.
Okay, good luck, and I hope they don't take too many of your weekends driving around Atlanta looking for another house. But we're not going to sell their house to the first people that come along. We're going to give it adequate exposure to the whole marketplace. That's my advice to you. Now do what you want, it's your house, but just because you got the number that you wanted doesn't mean you couldn't have gotten more. Does that make sense?
It does. So to
Okay.
step away from kind of the role
Hold
plays.
on. Grade it. Yeah, there's always one or two in the room, aren't there? Okay. Why? Go ahead.
What if the house was previously listed?
That's what my question was.
And like the other agent, like what if it's like an expired or withdrawn listing, and now you're at the listing appointment, and you know you had your rebuttal, and they have theirs saying, okay, well this house was previously listed, you know, for about let's say 70 days or 90 days. You know, and I get an offer in, you know, in the first week, and I'm listed with you. Why would I not take one of those first couple of offers, or if not the first one?
Why would you?
My house has been sitting on the market, and
Yeah, you needed an agent like me to come along to get an offer for you, didn't you? Yeah. Because I did that, do you trust me a little bit?
I do.
Okay, then let's keep the house on the market. You might get more offers. Is more offers better?
Yep.
Because it's not always about mo money, is it? It's not mo money if it doesn't close, right? So we might get another offer that's the same amount of money, but the buyers are more qualified. They're more likely to close and close on time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's why. And by the way, in this marketplace, you're in control. I'm not worried. If she wants to put her buyers back in her car and drive them all over Atlanta for another week, then that's their right to decide to do that. But I don't think that's what, I think she's bluffing with me, right?
Yeah.
So the goal is to get you the most money and close, right? Right. Don't take the first one that comes along. They can cool their heels for a few days. And if they don't, somebody else will come along.
So an appraisal issue, like he mentioned, you don't think that would be like an issue?
It could be. That's what I worry about. But that's the kind of problem I want you to have. I wish this for you for Christmas, okay? That we sell your house for so much money that we can't get it closed. And you might have to ultimately bring your price down to the appraised amount. Because you know what that means? That means you got every drop out of this house that you could get, doesn't it?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I wish for you. Please, let's have those kind of problems.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll do that over.
Well, no, I want to see it up in the air. Come on, get it. Okay, good. Okay, Mr. 2, come on.
Well, I'm getting ready to switch to 3 because it was.
Oh, you're getting ready to switch it to a 3. Say
so the
that a little
appraisal-
louder into the microphone. I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
The appraisal was kind of my point too. Was if you have it on for 10 days, and even if you get more money over, I mean, you're going to run into that issue at some point. But I guess
Great.
if you maybe not, but you
Could be a cash
will
buyer.
you lose deal over it? I don't know. But I guess having the mindset of, well, if we do have an appraisal issue, you're always welcome to bring it down to that. You will
Guys,
get the feeling.
if you woke up this morning wishing that you don't have any problems, you're crazy. I know those are the kind of problems I want to have. And tell your seller that. Like, please do let's have those kind of problems. Now, you can't be an unreasonable jerk. I mean, there are constraints, and if she wants to pay $450 for your $300,000 house, let's let her try. Right?
Right.
Okay. And if your big complaint is, well, I had to bring my price down to the maximum appraise I could get, Well,
Yeah.
what do they call those first world problems? Okay, hold on. One. Oh, here we go. Why a one? Come on, give it to me.
So I'm new here today,
That's okay.
but I'm a CPA, and I'm thinking of this from a client perspective as well.
Okay.
And during this, you assumed that my only goal is to get the most money.
Mm-hmm.
What about my needs? My needs, and what I'm trying to get out of this is to move right
Okay.
away.
Right.
And so you didn't ask me what is my priority. You're going after the money,
Okay.
which as a CPA I very much appreciate,
Okay.
but I may have different
Right.
objectives.
You might need to get out of there quickly.
Yes.
Right, I know. But in this context, we've already had the house on the market. We've already been through the listing. I needed to determine that in the listing presentation. But you're exactly right. You need to know what the priorities of your customer are, right? So in this case, not personal, I don't know your financial situation, right? But if she's 3 months behind on her payments and I'm telling her to hold out for more offers, am I malpracticing on her?
Yes.
Absolutely. So I do need to be in touch with that. Okay? So good point. You're not getting scared, are you?
Casey's helping. He's praying here.
She sits next to the biggest guy in the room. I wonder if that was on purpose, huh? Okay, good.
So thank you for your presentation. It was good.
Okay. We're on a listing appointment?
Right.
Okay, and you're a for sale by owner?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. That's
Okay.
what I meant to say.
Okay.
And but I just don't think it will work.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. How come?
Well, what is your sign? Your astrological sign?
I'm a Gemini. Why?
Those things are important to me, and you have to have the right personality and so I just don't think it would work.
Okay.
Plus, I'm from the north, you're from the south, and I need it done in a New York minute. And
Gotcha.
you just kind of moseyed on down the road and just...
So my
it just-
astrological sign is important to you? Okay. Got it. What else is important to you in hiring an agent?
How you make things happen. And if you're just going to slow and take it easy and don't worry about all those offers, just wait until the right one comes, it's just going to take too much time.
You like a few minutes ago when we talked about my 187-point marketing plan of action? Does
You
that?
stole that from David. That's his.
Well, I did because it's a good idea.
That's not what you tell them.
Does that kind of marketing plan sound like somebody who's just blowing in the wind?
It's too busy. It makes me dizzy.
Okay, well, you don't have to implement it. I do, right?
Yeah, but it would just blow people out of the, it would just mess up things. You get them too confused.
Okay,
There's no way anyone human could do all those things.
I know.
Maybe for 2 years.
I know.
But I need to be out of this house in 6 months at least.
I know. That's why I have a team of people behind me. Okay? Marianne, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. What kind of agent do you really want working for you? Somebody that has an astronomical sign that, or somebody has a defined plan of action and knows how to get homes sold. Who do you want working for you?
Consistent and persistent.
Right. Do I seem that way to you?
Well, with 187 marketing plan, there's just no way you can humanly get that accomplished.
I know. That's why I have a whole team of people working behind me.
If you had an objective of 5 things you're going to do and assure me this home will be sold, sure. But it doesn't seem like you have that.
There's no assurances. Here's the truth. I have to do my job, and you have to do your job. You have
I
a job.
have to work too?
You have a job to do too. You know what that is?
I have no idea.
You have to keep the home ready to show, which is tough, okay? And you have to price it competitively. Because the truth is, Marianne, I don't have a plan for overpriced listings.
You said
There
you
is
have a
no
team.
plan for overpriced listings.
You said
You
have a team.
adjusting the price is the only plan.
Adjusting the price is
Uh-huh.
the only plan.
So you have to keep it in ready to show condition, and you have to give me a competitive price to work with. And if you do your job and I do mine, implement that marketing plan, I don't know, what do you think? Can we get the home sold?
Possibly, but you mentioned you had a team. Will that team help me keep the house in order?
Absolutely not. That's your job. Now, on your thing, you're from New York, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm from Atlanta.
Watch it now.
I know. No, I don't mess with New Yorkers.
Italian American too.
I get it. And admittedly, I am from Atlanta, and it's a slower pace down here. Where's your house located?
In Winston.
And Winston's in metro Atlanta?
It's west of Atlanta.
It's not a borough of New York?
I'm in New York?
Your house isn't in New York?
No.
Well, then you don't need a New York agent trying to sell your house, do you? You need an Atlanta
Well, I just
agent.
going by the personality and how long.
Does that make sense?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
What part of it doesn't make sense?
Because you still have that personality and that slow pace.
Do you think that
That
might
people
resonate
would-
with people that live here?
People might get bored with your marketing plan.
Okay.
Put them to sleep.
You know, Marianne, at this point, you sound batshit crazy to me. Okay? And I wish you the best, and I want to refer you to Ellen Kelly. She's an awesome agent. Okay, so grade me. 1. Come on, everybody. We have grades here. Come on, give them up. Okay, all right. Okay, good. No grades over here. Come on. Okay. All right, great. Who's next? Okay, Rich.
Hey, good
give it
morning,
up.
Mike. Thank you. I'm trying to sell my house.
Okay.
I've got, my mother-in-law lives in the basement. I got kids all over the place, dogs. I don't want to keep it clean, just like you told her. I can't do my job and my other job at the same time.
Right.
I've been talking to Zillow. I've been talking to Open Door, talking to Mark Spain.
Right.
What do you think?
And we have an instant offer program too. I mean, everybody calls it something different. They called it guaranteed offers, that kind of. It's not a guarantee offer. You know, all these programs, there are some homes they won't buy. Too low, too high, pool in the backyard, not in the right location, all this kind of thing. But my company has an instant offer program too. What I would like to do is to explore all of them on your behalf. Sure, I'll take it to our program, and I'll take it to all these other groups too. But you know, like Spain, so you've looked at theirs. You know, theirs is just through Open Door.
Right.
Right. So I wouldn't take it to them. They're the middleman. They're going to mark it up a little bit. I'm just going to take it directly to Open Door and to Knock and to our program too. And then I'm going to give you an estimate of what I think I can help you get, given the situation you're in.
Sure.
And
Sounds
then,
reasonable.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Okay.
Zillow also made this offer. I've already seen the offer from Zillow, and that they said if I did not choose to do that, they would actually have an agent come out and list it for 1.5%.
Okay.
Would you match that?
I could. I actually have 3 different programs on the listing side, Rich. Can I tell you just a little bit about them?
Please.
So I have a bronze, a silver, and a platinum program. And the bronze program starts at about the same thing. I don't think I would do that to you. I don't think your house is appropriate. You know who we use that for? Like you just want to give the house away? Like you want to sell it this way?
I just don't want to do the showings. And I just want a fair value.
Gotcha. So I would be a little bit, we use the bronze program for people that like investment properties or estate sales, or you're in extreme financial difficulty and you need to get out of here quick. Okay. But I don't hear you saying that. I just hear you say you have some different obstacles. Okay. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our platinum program. Can I?
Please.
Okay, great. Now, look, you're going to want to throw me out of the house in 10 seconds, okay? So I'm going to tell you that, but just give me a minute. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, great. Our Platinum program's at an 8% total commission, okay? And I told you, you said you wouldn't throw me out. Just hear me out on this, okay? Here's how my Platinum program works. I don't make anything more. I just make the standard 3% on my side, okay? What I'm talking about is offering a 5% commission to the buyer's agent, their broker, right? If, and only if, they bring us what we call an acceptable offer to you within a specified period of time. So if your house is worth $300,000, Rich, if somebody would bring us an offer for $315,000 to close in 30 days and you don't have to do anything to the house, would you be willing to pay $9,000 to $10,000 extra?
Absolutely.
You would.
Yep. Yep.
You'd still net more, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Do you think in a marketplace where the average home seller is offering to pay an agent 3% if they bring a buyer, that if you offer to pay 5%, it might increase the traffic a little bit?
Certainly.
And how are we going to get more money for your house? I'm going to make the front door fall off. That's how. Really, my goal, my job, is to try to wear out the door handle on your front door or to wear out the carpet in the entryway. The more traffic we get to your home, the more competition, the more interest, the more offers, and then we let people bid each other up. And here's the beautiful thing to you about the Platinum program. If that doesn't work, what did it cost you?
Time and effort. What I don't want to do.
Yeah, but we can always go back to the Silver program. So if Ellen brings us an offer at $300 and not the $315, we go, Ellen, that's great, but we're not paying you 5% on the $315.
Right.
But if we'll pay you $3, in which case you ended up netting the same anyhow, didn't you? Uh-huh. So I have great success with that Platinum program because it's no cost to you. And if it doesn't work, we just revert right back to the Silver program and you didn't cost anything. Make sense?
Makes sense.
You want to try it?
Let's do it.
I thought you only wanted to pay 1.5.
I assume you got the listing agreement.
Yeah. Okay, grade me. Everybody's got to grade me. Come on, if you don't want to grade me, you get no pizza.
This scenario is following up on a lead call on one of your listings.
Okay.
Like you captured a phone number off of a website, somebody looking at a property.
Gotcha. So I'm going to be calling you back off of some kind of touch you made about 123 Main Street for
Yes,
sale.
sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, I'm calling for Casey.
Hey, this is Casey Sears. Yeah.
Hey, Casey, it's Mike over at Century 21. Hey, you reached out to us earlier today about a house we have for sale in Roswell. How can I help?
Sorry, we're just kind of browsing.
Oh, okay. What made you reach out to me today?
We're kind of like seeing what's available. We have a property that we're kind of thinking about selling, and we wanted to see what's on the market. But honestly, we're not seeing anything that we would want to buy in this market. There's just nothing available.
Yeah, I know. I feel your pain on that. It's hard for agents like me too, right? We have such low inventory levels right now.
Yeah.
How'd you find this house, Casey? Do you remember?
Just searching Zillow.
Zillow. Okay, great. Is that how you usually browse for homes?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, you ever get tired of talking to guys like me?
Phone calls haven't been too terribly bad, so.
Okay, great. Hey, well, this house is in Roswell. Is that in a area that you were looking?
Yeah, Roswell, Alpharetta, somewhere close to 400.
Okay, North Fulton area. Roswell, Alpharetta. Were you considering any other communities?
Not really.
Okay. Why that area?
Because it's kind of where we currently live, and we kind of want to stay. We're kind of thinking about upgrading from what we currently have.
Okay, gotcha. Kids?
No kids.
No kids? Job?
In Atlanta. That's why it's important to be close to 400.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, Casey, this one was listed around $300,000. Was that in the general price range that you guys were searching?
We looked at it, but we didn't really like the property. It's I guess when we clicked on it, it flagged you of our interest, but it wasn't something that we actually had on our list of properties we were interested in. Like I said, we just haven't been able to find something.
Gotcha.
That works for, me and my wife.
Right. What are the key features that you're looking for? What would spark your interest if a house had that feature?
I think between the two of us, we're still trying to figure that out for ourselves.
Okay. When you see homes that you like, do they have anything in common?
Well, that's the thing. We really haven't seen anything that's wowed us yet.
Okay, great. What would something that wow you have? Like a pool or a certain kind of yard or a kitchen? Is there anything? What's your hot button?
We'd really like just a really cool house, something that we could grow into over time. And, we're working from home more and more. My wife is, so that's a consideration too.
Gotcha.
So space.
Gotcha. Well, this house, Casey, this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. It's not very large and it doesn't have a basement. So that doesn't sound like what you're describing, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, great. Hey, the good news? I look at houses every day, dude. That's what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like that's all I do for a living. I just look at houses every day. If I was to see something really special that I thought fit what you're describing, would it be okay if I let you know about it?
We really are, we're not at a stage where we want to commit to anything.
Well, I'm not asking you to buy it, but if I see something that I thought fit you, would you like me to push it to you?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Great. Can I get your email address?
I don't really feel comfortable giving out my email address at this stage.
Not asking for your social security number. I just want the ability to send you cool houses if I come across them.
Could you just message it to this number?
Well, I could, but sometimes email's more appropriate way of sending it to you. Is there a reason why you wouldn't want an email from me?
Because I'm aware of marketing campaigns and stuff like that, so that's why I'm uncomfortable giving out my email address.
Oh, I might use it to spam you.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. What if we made an agreement that I wouldn't do that?
I don't want to enter into any sort of agreements.
Like if I promised you I wouldn't spam you?
You promised me that you won't spam me.
Okay. Hey, you know what, Casey? I can't help everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure how I could best help you. I was willing to push cool homes around to you when I came across them, but if you don't want me to, I don't want you to do anything that you would feel uncomfortable about.
Yeah, I appreciate it. If you do come across a property, if you want to text it to me, that'd be ideal.
Casey, I have to say this.
Yes, sir.
I would like to help you, but if you're unwilling to even give me an email address, I don't see how I can.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Good luck.
You too, bye.
Okay, grade me. Come on, everybody. It's just a piece of paper. It's not going to wear you out. Okay, fair enough. You can't help everybody. Between Casey and Marianne, there's a lot of crazy going on that side of the table right now. One boo.
The objection about texting it, the listing.
I just want to pick a fight with him.
I would have taken the phone number and been like, if I come across something.
Yeah, I probably would have too. But for the sake of example, I told y'all I would show you different ways of doing it. I just wanted to pick a fight with him. And some people, when people say dumb stuff to you, don't put up with it. I have a neighbor that did this to me. Like giving out their email address was like a nuclear launch code or something. Hey, your email, I can find out anything about you. I can find out how much money you made and how much you paid in taxes and what kind of criminal history you have and who you've ever had relationships with. I can find out all of this stuff in 20 minutes and $50. So if you think your email address is like super secret, you're not living on the same planet that I am. There is no super secret stuff out there anymore. Okay, who's next? Brandon. Oh, This is great. Brandon is Mr. Sourpuss, okay? Brandon, I can already tell you before we get started, Brandon's sullen, right? Okay, give it up.
Okay, you're on a listing appointment.
Okay.
You know, Mike, we love what you had to say, but with such a big decision, we're going to compare with a few other agents.
Oh, okay,
before we
great.
make it.
How many?
3.
You're going to talk to 3 other agents?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Have you already picked out who you're going to talk to?
2 of them, not the 3rd one yet.
Okay, great. And when do you think you might be done interviewing?
2 weeks.
Okay, great. Brandon, based on what we've talked about today, I know you want to talk to other people, but do you feel like I could get your home sold?
Maybe.
What are you concerned about?
Well, it's a big decision. We want to get, I mean, just like when we remodeled the kitchen, we got multiple bids.
Okay.
Same situation.
No, absolutely. 100% agree. It's a good idea. But based on what we've talked about, does it look like I know what I'm doing?
Yeah, you look like you know what you're
Okay,
doing.
good. But you might find somebody that looks better.
Correct.
Okay, no, I fully get you. Was there anything that was important to you that we haven't covered?
Well, we would like a music video done, and we know one realtor we have coming, and he does house tours and music videos. Would you do that?
I've heard about him. He's all.
Yeah, me too.
Is that the only thing you're concerned about?
We'd really like it because we think we would just blow up at that point.
Okay, great, great. Is that all you're concerned about? Did I leave out anything else?
No, that's a big hit for us, yeah.
So if I was willing to commit to having a music video made at your property,
Would you be rapping in it? Because that's our main concern too.
And I was willing to do that. Could we get started today?
We still want to talk to the shrimp guy first, though, too.
Okay.
Maybe you could give us a.
So I want you to know, for the amount of money that you are going to pay me, you're going to enjoy paying it to me, because there's literally nothing I wouldn't do to get your home sold, is there?
Hopefully not.
No, there's not. Dude, you're going to pay me $18,000. What wouldn't I do? You want me to rap in a video? Can I dance while I'm doing it?
Even better.
Can I do it in a diaper?
Yeah.
Okay. For $18,000, there's literally, I will rap in a diaper in a music video to get your home sold.
Awesome.
There's nothing I wouldn't do, Brandon. I want to ask you a favor, though. Can I?
Sure.
Okay, great. Since I'm the first one, okay, so that puts me at a disadvantage. What I would like to ask is, after you've had a chance to talk to however many people you feel like you need to talk to, can you and I just have a 15-minute conversation again before you make your final decision, since I had to go first?
Sure.
That's okay?
Yeah.
Great. I'll look forward to that. And good luck. You're going to spend a lot of Saturdays talking to guys like me.
Okay, rap and
great.
dance for us,
Now
so
I got to go practice my rap video music. Okay? Grade me. Yes, ma'am.
I'll repeat off of what he said.
Okay, while she's getting ready, grade me. Come on. This isn't a big ask. I just need to see. I'm trying to get better.
Pizza won't be here until about noon. Their oven broke or something.
Okay. 2? Okay, what was your question?
Do you think that you can maybe do like a freestyle to hear, so we have like maybe what your skills are? Like just so we get like a sample?
For $18,000, sweetie pie, I'll do anything you want me to do. I already offered to do it in a diaper. What else did you want me to do? Freestyle?
We actually have a stage downstairs.
Okay.
So we're into music, so.
Do you have a pole? Can I do a little pole dance while I'm doing it? You know, the point I want you to feel is, there's literally nothing I wouldn't do to get your home sold, right? Now, do you want me to do things to entertain you that I don't think will work, or do you want me to get the home sold?
Get the home sold.
Okay, great. Can we work on the entertainment after closing?
Sure.
Okay, great. Great. Who's next? Boy, I heard a lot of trash talking in the last week, and there aren't very many hands going up here. The new people, they don't know any better yet, do they?
Same thing. Listing appointment.
Uh-huh.
I have a $1 million home.
Okay.
I don't feel like you're experienced enough to sell it.
Okay, great. That's a very good objection, isn't it? Whether it's $1 million home or not, whether you're brand new in the business or not. Okay, great. So you're concerned about my lack of experience?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. I'm glad you are. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you think my job is?
To sell my home.
Yeah. See, I don't. Can I tell you what I think my job is?
Go ahead.
No. I think selling your home is the byproduct of me doing my job. I think my job is to create as much exposure as possible for your property. Basically to wear your front door out. To get as many people in through the house as possible. Selling your house will be a byproduct of me doing my job. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you something, because I am pretty new in the business, okay? And I have not sold many homes like yours. My office has, and I've got the full support of my office behind me, but honestly, this will be a thrill for me. I mean, this is a palace. This is incredible. This is the kind of home I dream of owning myself one day. And I'm wondering what you feel is best for you. Did you go hire somebody like Lisa Lewis, who I thought she retired last year, but she's still hanging on, okay? And she's selling tens and tens of millions of dollars in real estate and dozens, maybe hundreds of transactions, and you'll be a number. You'll be one of the many, many, many deals that she does this year if she makes it through the whole year, okay? Or you hire somebody new and hungry and young and vibrant and energetic like me, that literally, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm praying to Jesus that I can get your house sold today because it'll make my year. Now, how would you do better?
I sound like that feels good, but the one thing I've had multiple agents try to sell this house. Most of them had a lot of experience. I've had some new agents try to sell it as well, and they've just had no luck. My home's been on the market for over 2 years.
Wow.
Trying with different agents.
What a hassle.
I feel like, I can kind of sell it myself, but, I was just trying to make it a little bit easier upon myself, being able to sell it with an agent.
Why do you think it hasn't sold?
Honestly, I have no idea on why it didn't sell.
Well,
I think I went from different price points to try to make it work. Still hasn't stuck. So we're just trying to figure it out now.
You know what? There's only 2 reasons why homes don't sell. There's only 2. There's not 3. There's only 2 reasons why homes don't sell. They weren't marketed correctly. That could be one. Or they weren't priced right. In your opinion, which one was your problem?
Probably more so the marketing.
Right. That's why I have a 187-point detailed marketing program. And I'm going to sign it right in front of you and date it. And if I don't implement that, fire me. You should. And you should, whoever you hire, you should insist that they have a detailed marketing program that they're willing to guarantee to you. And that they have to implement every single point. Because if I implement all those things, your house will sell. If you price it correctly. Now look, I'm going to be straight with you, okay? Do you want me to be?
Sure.
If you overprice this house, it doesn't matter what I do. There is no plan for overpriced listings. And I don't care what market we're in. Would you buy a house that was significantly overpriced?
Absolutely not.
Then why would somebody buy yours?
I just feel like, the agents that I've had in the past, like we said, that the marketing might have been an issue. They just didn't give it the attention. I feel like my house is very, very, charming, has all of these features that I feel like, haven't been highlighted. I actually made a drone video of my own house. I've done all of this stuff, and I feel like I outdo the agents that actually have come to my door. They feel like, they've given my house up. So what can you bring to the table other than...
I hear that all the time, and honestly, if you hire some old worn-out battle axe, that's probably what's going to happen. They got to take a nap in the middle of the day. And look, honestly, putting this house up for sale for you would be a thrill for me. It would be an accomplishment in my career. It would be the biggest thing that happens to me this year. Isn't that how you want your agent to feel? Then don't hire one of these old worn out real estate agents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you like me to go ahead and get started before I become old and worn out too?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay, give it. How do I? Where you go away? Yeah, come on, score me. I got a room full of 3s and 1-1. Okay, great. Who's next? You guys run into objections? Come on. Hey, let me tell you something as we're looking for the next volunteer. If you aren't running into objections, there's one reason. You aren't doing the actions. You're waiting for people to call you. And that's why you're not running into, hey, Cindy, in your business, do you ever run into any objections?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, sweet pie, what you got?
I am selling my home, and I'm very concerned about COVID, and I do not want to show it. I don't want to list it. I want to sell it very quickly, but I don't want people in my home.
Pause, we're going to come right back to that. Now, there's something I want you to pay attention to today. The most important thing. It's not really what I say to them. It's how I say it. And if you don't pay attention to that, you're going to miss everything. Okay? She just brought up a very real concern. She's not crazy. You want to die? You want somebody in your family to die? That's not crazy.
And I have some very high-risk people in my house.
Okay, that's a legitimate concern, but you do need to sell the house.
Yes, I need to get to St. Louis to get with my dad.
So as you experience this morning, pay attention more to how I say it to them than what I say. Okay, Sam, no, hey, look, real concern, right? I mean, just damn. But you're not alone with that, Sam. Right? Like I can almost make myself cry right now. Okay? I don't know anybody who's sick from this. What am I crying for? I'm acting this out with her. She is deeply concerned about this. I need to share values with her. I need to be deeply concerned about it. No, absolutely. Just damn, right? This has been a tough year. But you do need to sell the house.
Yes.
I know. And because of that, Sam, my office and I, our company, we've put together COVID safety protocols where we can't eliminate all your risk, right? I'd be lying to you if I told you that. You wouldn't believe me, would you? But we do have safety protocols in place, and we're going to insist that people follow them or they can't come look at your house. Can I tell you a little bit about what we've done?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we're going to recommend. At least this, but probably more, okay? At your front door, just like at the front door in my office, okay, we're going to have masks and we're going to have gloves. I don't really know what the gloves do, but it's for effect, okay? We're also going to ask people to take their shoes off. I don't think it comes in on the dirt of your shoes, but why not? Here's why I'm going to ask people to do that. Because it heightens their awareness. Okay, that's why. We're going to ask you to leave all the doors in your home open and leave all the lights on. And we're going to ask people, because you've done that, not to touch anything. Okay, and they're not going to be allowed to touch anything while they're in your house. Okay, does that make sense?
It does, but they're walking through by themselves. How do we know that they're going to actually
No, they're going to
follow
have to stay with their agent, and they're going to have to agree to these safety protocols or they cannot come look at your house. This is common practice in our industry right now, Sam. Now look, it's not going to eliminate all your risk, and I'm not going to lie to you, but we're doing everything we can, right? I'm going to have masks, I'm going to have gloves, I'm going to have hand sanitizers out. The big likelihood the agent that they're coming to the house with is doing the same thing. Like everybody has the same concerns you do. We do need to carry on with life. We have to. But we need to be as safe as we can be while doing it, right?
Yes.
So if we implemented these protocols with your home, would you feel any more comfortable?
It does give me some comfort. I still am. It's still a concern.
Good. It should be. Is there anything else you could think of that you would want us to do?
Well, my house is, you know, in a nice neighborhood. It's we're gonna price it at $700,000, and I wonder if maybe we can eliminate the number of people coming through based on if they're actually really qualified or not. I just don't want people unnecessarily coming through my home.
Good. No, legitimate. It's not a tourist attraction, right? So it is standard industry practice for agents to make sure that their home buyer is qualified. And honestly, Sam, I really don't know any real estate agents. There might be one, but I've never met them, that are just out showing homes for fun this weekend, right? It ain't that much fun, right? And if they were doing that, I think they'd be showing $7 million homes, not 700,000. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But I tell you what, once we get started, if you run into any additional ideas or concerns that you have, there's literally nothing that I won't do to help you get your home sold safely.
Would you be at every showing?
I could be. No, that's good. That's good, right?
Because that would really make me feel a lot better. I mean, I trust you to uphold the safety, but I don't know these other agents, and I understand the industry, but there's so many of you guys. I mean, every industry has, you know, people that don't listen and are disrespectful and don't follow what people want, and I trust you. So it would really make me feel comfortable if you were there.
Okay. I could do that. Would it be okay with you, whether it was me or it was somebody that works with me?
Well, I guess if you trust them, that would be okay.
Okay, fair enough. I could absolutely do that, Sam. And if that's ultimately what it takes to help you through this process, I will. My concern is this, that every limitation we put on your property, every obstacle, every layer that we stick in there cuts down on the number of people that will be able to come view your property, that will be willing to.
That's exactly what I want.
You know what the net effect of that is?
What?
Money in your pocket. Doesn't it make sense that the more people we get through your home, the more offers we'll get and the greater the price that we'll be able to get for the property?
That's true. I care less about that and more about limiting the exposure.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, then absolutely. Are there any other concerns that you have?
Mostly just the big one, which is
Okay,
COVID.
so if we put those safety protocols in place, and I have a representative from my team here at the house whenever it's shown, even if that limits your showings and limits how long it takes to get the home sold and limits the price to you, you'd feel more comfortable?
Yes.
Would you like to get started today? This weekend is supposed to be one of the busiest weekends of the year in Atlanta real estate. I don't really know why. I think people have got nothing else to do than go drive around and look at homes.
Look at a house.
They're off work, so you don't want to miss this weekend, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. Okay, grade me.
So what would your plan be?
Hold on. Okay, God, you guys are a bunch of cupcakes.
321 out of Casey.
There's always one in the room. Okay, we got one smart aleck in the back of the room. What was your point?
No, I was just asking, well, so two questions. Quick one is, what is our limit on our instant offer? Obviously, we're not going to get an instant offer on a $700K house. What's typically our limit? Do you know offhand?
They really don't like to go over 500,000 on that stuff, but it could be a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Depends on the location.
But my question, with you being at this brokerage, sitting in the same spot we are, what's your solution to having a representative over there each time a showing is happening now?
Hey, Rip, I've got somebody that wants to see one of my listings. Would you go over and accompany them, be there on the property for me if I paid you $50 to do that?
Probably not.
Brandon, would you do it for $50?
If I have nothing else going on.
Okay, Jay, would you do it? I'm just going to go around. I'll find somebody to do it. right.
So you're going to do that with every listing that comes up?
No,
to shell
I'm
out
going to
50
try to
bucks?
get her not to be crazy. The truth is, not very many people are going to want to see the house if I have to be there when they show it. You all shown houses. How hard is it? And now you got to coordinate with the listing agent being there. You don't really know when you're going to get to that house. You're trying to stay in these little showing windows that you've set up, but it's hard. People stay too long. How many of you have ever pulled up to the house and the buyer goes, I ain't buying that house. Let's just go. I don't even want to go inside. Let's just move on. Well, now you're about 15, 20 minutes ahead of schedule, aren't you? Yeah. But you got to meet me at the next house. You're not going to show the house unless you have to. Yes.
What do you think about setting showing times? So on FMLS, say, hey, this house is available to show Saturdays and Wednesdays between 4 and 5. What do you think about that?
I think you do what you have to do. Every restriction that you put on a listing limits the number of people that will come look at the home. And the fewer people come look at the home, the longer it's going to take to sell and the less money you're likely to get on it. So I think it's okay. In her situation, I told her that and she said, I don't care. These things are more important to me. And to your point, listen to your customer. More money wasn't her ultimate goal. Then that's her goals are become my goals. More money's not your biggest issue? Okay. I don't have many people say that to me, but okay. One more. You guys talked a big talk. April Rogerson, you're the honoriest person in the room. Come on. Don't force her. Who has an objection that you've run into where it cost you a piece of business? Is nobody going to give me the most common one? What's the most common one? Give her the microphone. We got a variation of it a little while ago, but look, let me give you the context. I'm actually doing my job, which is I'm marketing myself. So part of that, not the only part of it, but let's say that I said, hey, I'm going to do 30 minutes a day worth of for sale by owner calls. 30 minutes. I'm just going to call the for sale by owners in my neck of the woods, right? Ring, ring.
Hey, Mike, I don't want to pay you a 6% commission.
Oh, okay. How much are you willing to pay?
Really, we were kind of talking, and we've seen 4.5 offered, so that's kind of, we're looking for an agent that's willing to give us that deal.
Oh, okay. Great. Great. Other than saving money, is there anything else important to you about which agent you hire?
I mean, of course, we want them to do a good job and be competent, but you know, we do. It's a priority to save as much money, make as much money on the transaction as we can.
Okay. A lot of times now, I would go into my 3-tier commission program, but I'm not going to do that because you already heard that, right? You know, 4.5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. You know, there's actually people out there that'll do it for less than that.
Yeah, I know about Duffy Realty. I don't want to give my business to them.
Oh, how come?
Because they seem cheap.
But you're looking for cheap.
They're too cheap.
They're too cheap.
Yeah, we want somebody that's going to represent us. Duffy doesn't offer representation at those rates.
Okay, gotcha. Casey, so 4.5. How much are you going to pay the buyer's agent?
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
And I get 3?
No, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. I pay the listing agent 1.5 to list the property, get it on the market, and then I guess the buyer's agent's expecting 3%.
Okay, great. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a dentist.
You're a dentist?
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Big dental practice?
Yeah, it's growing.
Okay, good. Hey, you know, I have to see a dentist once or twice a year. Do you take new patients?
We do.
You do? Okay, great. If I came in and I told you that, let's say I needed a crown, right? You guys, that's kind of a big part of your practice, I would guess.
Yeah, we do crowns.
Would you do it for half price?
No.
But I want it for half price.
Well, your insurance would dictate the price, so that's what we kind of guide by.
But what about people that don't have dental insurance?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Like, no, you won't do it for half price?
Well, we do need to make sure that we cover our expenses and make sure that the
Oh,
insurance
really?
companies are-
How's your business much different than mine?
It's a lot easier to sell a house than install a crown.
You think so?
I do.
You think so? I wonder why then dozens of properties expire off the market every day.
Well, probably because they didn't have very good real estate agents.
Really? I wonder why. I wonder if any of them were working for half price. What would you think? Like, I'm just kind of goofing around with you a little bit right now, but what would you say to another dentist that was doing a crown for half price?
That's his business decision.
Is it? But would you think he's a really good dentist? Would you
don't-
go to him?
I try not to judge people, you know.
You also try not to answer the question, don't you? Yeah. You see where I'm coming from?
I do.
Casey, what is it that you really want? Do you want to make the most money possible? Do you care about what you walk out of closing with, or do you care what commission rate I get?
I really want to make the most amount of money possible.
Good. Can we just focus on that?
Okay. How do we make
And
that
how that's exactly what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
So what I'd love to do, if you're open to it, just to the conversation is, I'd love to get together with you this week and let's take 30 minutes and take a look at your property and see what's going to be needed to get that home sold and get you the most money at closing. And let's focus on that, right? Mm-hmm. Getting it sold as quickly as possible and for the most money. Can we have that conversation?
Yeah.
That's great. I've got some time available on Saturday. Would something early, like 10 o'clock, work for you, or something later in the day around 4?
Can you do 9 a.m.?
For you, I will.
Okay. That would be ideal.
Great. I'll see you at 9 o'clock.
Cool.
Okay. Grade me. Okay. You guys are such a bunch of cupcakes. I thought you were coming for me. Guys, is our pizza here? It is. All right, I'm getting hungry and tired. And apparently Sam's tired of listening to me. So let's do this. Let me leave you with this suggestion, okay? Look, it's not what you say. It's how you say it to people. Watch, Manuela. That's a nice jacket you have on today.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Manuela, that's a nice jacket you have on today.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I wouldn't. Manuela, that's a nice jacket you have on today. It's the same words. And it's anything from a compliment to an insult to you're not quite sure what I'm saying. It's how you say it to people. And I'm going to leave you with this today. It is impossible to focus on how you say it if you don't practice and role play all the time. If you're not prepared, you're going to be totally absorbed with what you say next. That's why you can't remember people's names 10 seconds after they told you their name. You weren't paying attention. You were thinking about what you were going to say next, and you weren't listening to them. You cannot do what I did today and focus on how you say it and get agreement, even though you wanted to pay me 1.5%, you ended up listing for 8%. It wasn't what I said to him. And all of us so desperately want to read scripts to people. You want people to read scripts to you? No. You've got to practice and role play so that when you're talking to people, you can match them. I can listen to Sam and hear what she's concerned about and empathize with her and match her. And if you're not practicing and role playing all the time, you can't do that. And my contention to you is the most expensive thing in your real estate career is the money you could have made this year, but you didn't. Because you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared and ready to take advantage of the opportunities that came along. And you'll never know what that is. But I will guarantee you this, it is the most expensive thing in your career and mine. The opportunities that we could have captured but we didn't. And it's because I'm not prepared, I'm not practicing. You're no different than the Atlanta Falcons walking out on the field Sunday afternoon and drawing plays up in the huddle. I know what you're thinking, and that actually might work better. But they don't do that because they're professionals, so even though they suck, they prepare all week. They just don't prepare well enough. Yes, you had a question.
I was going to piggyback on that and say what I observe is you just very detached. Like you care and you're showing emotion, but you're not tied to the outcome, and I think that's really important.
Thanks. And we did not get to the most important thing today, and I'm really disappointed. So we're going to do this again soon, this type of session, which is me getting up, my little fat fanny getting up and letting one of you come here. And you sit in the ring of fire and you field it, because that's where you'll get better. You will. Even if you fail, you'll get better. Because some of you failing just pisses you off. And then you'll get determined to never let that happen to yourself again. You got to practice, you got to role play, you got to find people that'll do it with you, you got to find people that'll hold you accountable to a high standard. You've got to. If you don't have that, come see me and we'll find it for you, but you've got to have that around you. It's the only way you're going to capture more opportunities. Now, we got a whole bunch of pizza outside this room. Please stay and have pizza with us, okay? I hope you will. And thanks for coming today. Ready? Great.